A company called Karpowership says they can offer over 200 megawatts to Guam's power system on a floating power plant that would cost less than the construction and operation of the power plant that the Guam Power Authority is proposing. Here's more. A company out of Turkey called Karpowership says it can provide the Guam Power Authority with the 180 megawatts of power it needs from liquid natural gas on a floating power plant. Karpowership local representative Marcel Camacho believes this is a better alternative to GPA's current plans to build a new power plant in the north.
Karpowership is offering an affordable, clean, and efficient power source for the island.
Guam's baseload power plants are old, and in fact, GPA is planning on building a new baseload power plant in the north to add energy to the grid and allow them to close down old power plants like those at Cabras that have too many bad emissions.
The Clean Air Act, US EPA, is imposing fines on those old and inefficient power plants to the tune of about $39,000 per day, and that's per generator. I've heard John Benavente state publicly that we owe about $150 million in fines. He hasn't paid it yet, but that's where we're at today, and those fines keep accumulating.
Meanwhile, Karpowership Business Development Manager Serdar Kumbasar says their generators are cleaner and more efficient than any generators of GPA currently.
We use them in a combined cycle mode, meaning we utilize the excess heat from those engines and run an additional steam turbine to generate additional power. So that increases the power output of the engines and the ship itself, and also because that extra heat that we use for power generation decreases the fuel consumption of the overall power plant. So it becomes even more efficient.
Camacho says the Karpowership can keep fuel costs down by using liquid natural gas, which has a more stable price than oil. In addition, the Karpowership company has good relationships with the major suppliers of LNG. If they get a contract with Gov Guam to provide power, it will include the cost of fuel, which will allow Gov Guam to lock in rates, so to speak. Camacho says this would eliminate the Levelized Energy Adjustment Clause, or LEAC, rates that have been increasing as the cost of oil increases.
What's happening right now, from what I understand, is GPA is actually purchasing the fuel, and they're hedging the fuel cost. So in the event that the fuel cost changes, they pass on those adjustments to the consumers through the LEAC rate. And so we feel it. We can see the rate go up, we can see the rate go down. Unfortunately, we're seeing the rate go up and up.
Camacho says the power ship would be moored at the Port Authority of Guam near the areas where containers are currently offloaded. While docked there, it'll be plugged into the Guam power grid via some minimal infrastructure that the Karpowership company will construct and supply. But what would the power ship do in the event of a super typhoon?
We want to protect the ship in the event of a super typhoon. And so the contingency plans elsewhere are that in the event of a Category 4 or stronger typhoon, looking at possibly a direct hit, we would need to unplug the ship. And typically they can do that within an hour or two, and then have the ship sail away. And we're estimating that that whole period of time for it to be in an area where it's safe is about 24 hours or less. And then once the eye wall clears, we can begin to move the ship back in and have it moored again in less than 24 hours.
Camacho believes the Karpowership can provide the Guam Power Authority with a cleaner, more efficient, less expensive, and quicker fix to its power capacity needs.